I saw a post very late last night that pretty much immediately catapulted me into a deep depression hole, unlike any I've had in quite a while. And that's saying something given the state of this nation right now. I was so hurt and horrified by it that at that time I couldn't even react to it properly. I pride myself on finding news, vetting it to make sure it's actually true, and then doing reactions to it and helping to break down that news so that people in the communities that are affected by it can better understand what it means. And I could not do that. That should tell you a lot. I'm going to read you a post by an individual called Josh Helfgott. Breaking. Trump's FBI just classified LGBTQ people as terrorists, and it gets much worse. Read this slowly because what I am about to tell you sounds like something from a dystopian novel, but it's real. It's happening right now, and it's funded with your tax dollars. Trump's new FBI budget includes a line item for combating what the administration calls gender extremism. They created something called NSPM-7, National Security Presidential Memorandum 7. And in that document, they equate being LGBTQ plus with being a domestic terrorist threat. Gender extremism, that is the phrase. That is the category they put us all in. Not white supremacists plotting to shoot up your grocery stores, not armed militias storming government buildings, not people mailing bombs to politicians. No, gender extremism. People who dare to exist outside what this administration considers acceptable. Let me be absolutely clear about what this means. The Federal Bureau of Investigation is now being funded and directed to monitor, investigate, and target LGBTQ plus people and organizations as potential terrorist threats. The same agency that tracks Al Qaeda, the same agency that monitors domestic terror cells, now has a budget line to come after people whose crime is being queer. This is the logical endpoint of everything they've been building. The executive orders defining trans people out of existence, the 517 anti-LGBTQ bills in state legislatures, the passport bans, the military bans, the sports bans, the bathroom bans. Each step made the next one possible. Each escalation normalized the one that followed. And now they have reached the final escalation, calling us terrorists. When a government labels a minority group as terrorists, it is not making a security assessment. It is laying the groundwork for persecution. It is creating the legal and political framework to surveil, harass, arrest, and silence anyone who resists. This is not theoretical. This is a federal budget submitted to Congress. This is policy. This is NSPM 7. And unless people raise absolute hell about it, this will become the new normal. Every LGBTQ plus person in this country needs to know what their government just said about them. Every ally needs to know what they are paying for with their tax dollars. Thank you so much for being here. That was long-winded, but as the person who wrote it said, it was very important to get through the whole event to truly understand what this means.
I think I'm tired, Dorian. I've been fighting so long.
I had so many people in my life, including in my own wife's family, literally laugh in my face and roll their eyes when I said I didn't want Trump to be president the first time or the second time because I knew something like this was going to happen. He wasn't quiet about it. I actually research people who are running for president before casting my vote. I don't necessarily vote just based on what my voter's registration card says. I actually look into all of their policy, every plan they have for the nation, and I base my vote off of that entirely. I spend weeks digging down not only their own campaign websites, but also their history in politics, if they even have a history in politics. If they don't, I look into what they've done in their past that could potentially make them a good or bad president. I do more than the average voter does because I understand the gravity of allowing somebody this much power. And they literally laughed in my face and rolled their eyes and said, he's not going to take away rights to gay marriage and stuff. He's not going to do anything to trans people. Stop fear mongering. Stop assuming things. Stop just listening to TikTok. Stop just listening to YouTube. That's never going to happen. He held up a gay flag, so he's fine with you guys. The amount of people who claim to love me, claim to miss me when I don't come over that often, who reacted this way when I was afraid and needed their support. I would love to know what they have to say now, because it's on the White House's website. He has to okay everything that goes on that website, meaning Trump is giddy about this. He is so happy and so comfortable with this being a thing that he wanted the whole world to know it by putting it on the White House's website. We were right. This is not the I told you so I ever wanted to have to make, but here we are. I told you guys so. I tried to tell you a million times over, online and in real life, that this was the end result of voting for someone like this. You have potentially signed my death warrant and the death warrant of millions of queer people throughout the nation. People who are your children, people who are your cousins, your parents, your siblings, your best friends, your coworkers. All of us are now at risk in a way that you will never understand. It was already difficult to exist as a queer person in the United States of America because we have always been the scapegoat. We have always been the one that everyone makes these baseless, stupid, ignorant assumptions about because they need to direct their anger towards something. Well, I don't understand that, so let's just make that what I direct it toward, instead of actually going after the people I'm truly upset with right now. And now it's even worse. So thank you so much. Thank you so much to everyone in my family or anyone who used to be my friend or used to work with me who voted for Donald J. Trump and made it so that for the rest of my life, I'm going to have to be terrified as long as I live in the United States because apparently me waking up in the morning means I'm a domestic terrorist now.